In this example, I want to go ahead and take a look at a service named Amazon Route53. And what Route53 does is it allows you to do domain registration and DNS management. So I want to walk you through that process. The domain registration process is fairly straightforward, but there is a charge associated with the domain registration of $12. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and that'll be part of the screencast, but just know that there is a fee associated with the domain registration. The domain that I'm going to register is brianwitkowski.com, and I'm just going to check for the availability, and it is available. I'm going to go ahead and add it to my cart and continue. And then I have to fill out some registrant contact info. So I'll go ahead and do that. My email. Country. State. Zip code. And then I'm going to enable privacy protection. I'm going to go ahead and continue. Tells me I got to fill out a phone number, and my email got wiped out. And then I'm going to go ahead and continue. It's telling me I'm going to verify the email, so there's an email that was sent to me. I'm going to go ahead and verify that on my phone. So I'm just going to go ahead and click through. And then I should be able to refresh the status. I'm going to agree to their terms of service, and I'm going to complete the order. Okay, so domain registration may take 3 days to complete. I don't think that's necessarily the case. It takes a little bit. I'm going to go back to the dashboard, and I have a domain now in place. What I want to do is I want to create a hosted zone. So when the domain registration is functioning, I'm going to go ahead and create a hosted zone. And what I'm going to do is, for this example, I want to walk you through 3 different ways where we might use DNS records within Route 53. So I'm going to go ahead and go into services, and I want to open up EC2. So here's my EC2 Management Console. I want to open up S3, and then I'm going to open up Lambda. Okay, so for all of these services that we've looked at in previous videos, we have websites that we're able to build. So we might want to use a virtual machine to build a web server. So you'll see that I have a running instance, and right now it's on Amazon's public DNS, so I can copy that to the clipboard. And on this EC2 instance, what I've went ahead and done is I've installed Apache on a Linux instance, and I pushed out one HTML page to that Apache web server. So if I go to that URL, you'll notice that I get my Cloud for Developers Hello World application. Okay, so that's from EC2. I have that same URL pushed, or same HTML file pushed to an S3 bucket. So I have an S3 bucket here, and under properties I've enabled static hosting. So I'm hosting a static website. If I click on that, you'll see it's the same HTML file. Okay, so S3 is another option for us to host our websites. And then finally, in Lambda, I have this HTML page Lambda function. And what the HTML page Lambda function does is it reads from the file system a file named index.html, and it returns the contents of that file, and then I have the actual page right here in Lambda. So you can see it's a really straightforward HTML page. I just have the title and an h1 tag inside the body. If I go ahead and test this, what ends up happening is the response is that HTML. Okay, so I have three different ways to render out a web page from AWS services. So it could be EC2, it could be S3, it could be Lambda, and I want to show you how Route53 will allow me to point my new domain name at any of those different services.